I got this little USB recorder. It's like a like one of those like voice recorders, but
Yeah,
it's got auxiliary input, and I really want to hook it up to the same output to the output of the board,
it could
so
be
that
the
that way.
connection, but you're sounding garbled. It could be
Oh,
the
really?
connect. Yeah, it could be the
Is it
connection. No,
is it better when I'm talking toward the mic?
I don't know. I can't tell. Like because it
Okay.
sounds like a roboting, but it's not really. I
All
don't
right. Let me
know.
check my Discord settings then.
Yeah, it's probably yeah. That's probably exactly
Let's
what
see.
it
It's
is.
it's either that or something I can't help because I don't have anything running in between that would make it robotic. If the EQ is bad or something, that could be the board, but something like that would have to be
No,
Discord.
yeah, it's gotta be Discord. Um, let's see, because it's not gonna take.
I'm
This ain't gonna be shit to run. You need go tell the kids to get off the internet or kill them. My fist.
How do oh, that's how I go to the settings. Okay.
All right. Um,
Automatically determine input sensitivity. Is that on? That shouldn't be on.
I put it in the discords. All that shit. It's all a bitch. Uh,
Or how about now? Is there a difference?
oh yeah, yeah. You don't say. Keep talking. Like talk, 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 talk,
Check,
talk.
check, check. 1 2 1 2. Test, test, test. Check one. Check two. Test, test.
Hey, at the end, keep talking. Just keep talking.
Check 1 2. Test, test. Audio check 1 2. I got this dope Star Trek mug down at Heroes Con that I'm pretty proud of. I'm trying to
It,
pick up some more cool mugs for the show.
it's got to be Discord because it only garbles every so word. You know, like as you
Okay.
go on. We've had this problem before during game night. People doing it.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
want me to record my clean audio on my end so I can send it to you?
Yes. Uh.
Let me get that set up.
Yes. Always. I've learned it's better to have everything than to have
Oh
nothing.
yeah, always have too much, dude.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you can always download it on Twitch if you need to.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm on the other side of the room, so I'm gonna be.
See, hey, it sounds just fine right there.
Oh really? So maybe
Yeah.
it's just
I
too
mean,
loud.
yeah, you sound just fine right there. Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep talking to you. We'll see if it gets better. I'm still gonna set this recorder up on this side though, because it doesn't make any sense not to. So much shit on my computer right now. Does it still sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. You might lose my audio here for a second.
It's probably honestly, it's probably just Twitch being Twitch. Or not Twitch being Twitch. Discord being Discord.
Discord. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna switch over to my output quick. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
All right, that's what's up. I need to fucking set my dashboard. It won't let me set my dashboard no more. Are you talking about go live? I am live. It's a bitch. At least I think I was live. I should be live. Says I'm live. Yeah, we're live. Hold on. I'm just gonna talk because there is a. Yeah, I sound straight on my end. Yeah, I sound straight on. Why did it do that? I was because he. Oh, he went dark for too long. It's got to be it. So it switched it just to me. Cause I had it switched to both of us. And I don't even know how I switched it to both of us. I just somehow managed to do that. I got lucky. Podcasting. Yeah. Um, let me set my fucking dashboard. Yeah. Jen, I saw it. Yeah, boom. I don't know what happened. um, everybody picnic. I can't even figure out how to set my fucking dashboard. Like they've changed some shit. It used to be I hit this button and I could set what I was gonna say. Like this is blah 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 is the stream. Now they have all this crazy shit. Like why you gotta fuck with my dashboard, man? Nah, you mean I had to go through Twitch and set my fucking dashboard? Really? These people can see my fucking porn search history. Almighty. I just whatever. Look at all these people.
I'm happy to see anybody,
They're streaming cool shit, man. Like, shout out to them. I don't even know if I'm talking. I got a dashboard. Shout out to you, one viewer. Alright, now I can set my fucking dashboard.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check.
Yeah,
Sound check.
You're way too hot.
1, 2.
Way too hot.
Yo, can you hear me? Fizz.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Can you hear me? If you can hear me now, you're better.
Can you? Yeah, no.
Oh, I can't. You can't hear me.
No.
What the fuck up? I can't hear you.
I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna call you back.
Check.
It's gotta be Discord. Fuck. Alright, hold on. And then we'll call back. What about now? Can you? Yeah, I'm talking. I know I'm talking.
Check. 1, 2.
You sound fine.
Test.
You're a little hot, but you're there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Because I'm obviously going off. Like it's showing me talk. I bet the stream is even hearing me probably. I don't know. Okay, hold on 1 second, then I'll be able to see chat too. Can you hear me, Chris? Chris, what are you muted? Am I muted? I might be muted. Did I mute myself? No, I'm not muted. It's look, it's shining green, showing me. So, Chris, or it's a train wreck. Ah! I don't have any impressions. I feel comfortable doing it. No, I'm sorry, everybody. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna get it figured out, and it's gonna happen. We got 6 minutes.
Check.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Check. Once.
I'm registering too. He's registering on the thing.
Check.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? He's a chair. We were gonna have chair stream. That's what people come here for. How did I do it? I split it up one time, and there now.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It was when I opened up voice meter, it like
yeah,
to try to run
go.
into Audacity, it cut out my output for my speakers. And now whenever I try to open a video, it's just like the video crashes,
Oh,
which is weird as fuck.
leave call.
I might just need to restart my computer.
Leave call.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay, now all I see is a chair. Can you
Yeah, I
hear?
still can't hear you.
God damn it! It's in your setting. It's in his settings. Cause I haven't changed it. I typed this in his because I'm talking to y'all.
I mean, it's set to come out of my speakers. I totally shut down Discord. I think it's something with voice meter being fucky. Because even right now, I just went back to the interface, and I guess it's also being open to the voice meter. I don't know if that's going to change anything. I don't know why it would.
I don't know.
Yeah, I still can't hear you.
Jump in the voice channel. Jump
Yeah, I'm just going to reset
in
it. That should fix whatever.
voice channel. Jump in the voice channel. You can jump in the voice channel. Or just reset.
Oh shit, now you're coming through.
Am I coming through now? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it then.
So I think.
Okay, now, but I'm still only getting chair, Chris. That's the.
But yeah, I'm not over there.
Okay.
I'm on the computer.
All right. Well, then let's not.
So I just can't record it on my end.
Okay, well, don't fucking worry about it. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm double recording it anyways. I think we sound fine. Everybody
Okay.
in chat thinks we sound okay. They would have said something. Probably.
Okay, cool.
They're
Let me get back over to my seat here quick.
they're leaving. They're fuck them. They're peasants anyways. It doesn't matter. I love them, but like God does, he kills his young. Anyways, you never know what fucked up shit I'm gonna say. I had a blunt. Alright, well, hey, we're 3 minutes till go time, I guess.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead, turn my ringer off. Let me text my girlfriend. I wish I could just like beam my brain into my phone sometimes. You think something, it takes so long to type it out.
Welcome to every conspiracy theory on how
Yeah.
we're gonna become sentient and go against God.
We're gonna become sentient. The machines are gonna become sentient. We're gonna become the machines.
No, we're gonna become the machines. Yeah.
We've been sentient for a long time. I don't think we would have Discord if we were if we weren't sentient.
Well, I look at sentience as like becoming one, because when we
Like the singularity.
yeah, the singularity, exactly. Yeah.
Sentience is just being
Yeah,
self-aware.
yeah, exactly. I meant to say I'm high, man. Leave me alone, okay? Just don't grill me before the show starts. I meant singularity. I can talk smart. I can just fuck. Now that's out there. Go ahead, clip that shit, Will.
I just love fucking with you. That's pretty amazing too. That's
But
good.
no, it is. I knew because I know it's the singularity, but for some reason I was so high. I'm like, it's sentience. It's fucking would just be sentient. But I, I, I don't know, man.
What's your twitch.tv/FitzJiv29?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There is no S in Shiv to steal Schwood.
Uh,
To steal Schwood's
F-I-
fun. Yeah,
FITZCHIV29.
yep. On
Okay.
all platforms. So.
That is nice. I'm really glad I was on the internet early enough to lock mine down for the most part. There was some other dude I was fighting with for a long time when I was a kid, and then I fucking won out. Just got it real faster. I got to Twitter before him, I think. I think that's what fucking did it. Cool. Posted that. I am going to go close this door quick, and then I'm ready to roll.
Do you, man? Well, I don't have like bumpers and shit. I don't have anything that's gonna fucking. Uh, you got. You guys think we should get some bumpers? Let's see if I can't change.
Okay. We get a lot of airplanes that come by here, and so if that door's open, it gets fucking...
Let me get rid of that.
I gotta host you quick. If you're not already, I don't remember whose.
Ah, you're totally cool, man. I appreciate it. Fuck, I'm dropping frames for some reason. I hate goddamn Twitch. And it's not just that, just having extra shit that doesn't need to be ran runs in the background. Thanks
Okay.
for the host. I just got the
I see that. Okay, let me do it from mine.
death shattering ear. Why am I framed?
You spell words. We keep getting all these flies in here, and they like land on the microphones, and you hear this like in the recordings. It's ridiculous.
Bro, we live in the South. Come on.
Yeah, dude, it is. The bugs are an unavoidable part of it all.
Yeah, like people bitch about it, like, or they talk about like, oh my god, I can't believe it, I just saw a cockroach. I'm like, fuck, just come to the South for a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is terrible, man.
Oh
It is.
my
It's
God.
the worst. I used to live. I live next to a field now, which is one kind of terrible. And I used to live basically in the fucking woods, which was a totally different kind of terrible. There's just bugs everywhere, man.
What the fuck am I lagging so bad? Well,
Is your bit rate too high or something? Something dumb?
nah, I shouldn't even be lagging like this. I mean, I run PUBG on medium settings. Like,
Right.
I haven't dropped that many frames. I've only dropped like 9.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah.
We were dropping frames like crazy the other night, and it wasn't even on the stream. We were dropping frames in the computer, so it just like blip up with a green screen, which was not cool.
It just happens, man. It just happens. And I've noticed if you run like a window capture, it happens more.
Yeah, your graphics card does not like having to pull triple duty like that. Alright, cool. I got you hosted from both accounts now. Now I need to go to your channel. Tap to join. There we go. Now we're fucking in business.
Yeah. But we can begin wherever. How the show. How I figured is you've been a creator for a long time. I'm just now getting into creating, and I see a lot of what it is. This world we do is, man, it's gatekeeping. It's what can you do for me? How can you generate a buzz? What if you're a personality, we'll talk to you because you're a personality. You know, and people don't talk about this shit, and they don't. They don't. But and then at the same time, I don't want to put creators down into not creating. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We are a rare breed. They call us elitist, but you have to have that. Like I am, and like
I don't think that's elitist. I think the elitist attitude is what you just described, the gatekeeping and stuff.
yeah,
I think. I
exactly.
mean, I don't. It's interesting. You're in an interesting place in your career, and it's also funny because I feel like I'm kind of back at that same spot. Everything comes in cycles, and you kind of do something once, and then you do some other stuff, and then you're like, oh shit, now I'm at the beginning of something again, and it doesn't matter how many times you're at the beginning of a cycle, you're still at the beginning of a cycle, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I think you're at an interesting point in your career because you've been doing stuff for a while. You've been doing stuff for a long time. Well, you've been doing like 2 years now. You've been like writing
3
shit.
years. Yeah.
3 years.
Little
Two?
over. Yeah,
Okay.
little over 2. Dragon Con will be about 3. Dragon Con.
Yeah. So that's a long. That's long. I mean, that's making the cut. If you can make it past the first 6 months, and then about where you are now, like that second year, maybe like 2 years and 6 months, something like that. That's when you're making the cut because you're giving it a try. Like you're actually like doing it, and you only hit those cycles every so often where you're like, I'm gonna fucking do it, I'm gonna do it, and then you kind of coast and recoup and like take time to kind of like consume media and re-inspire yourself for like the next thrust of it and not push, and you hit it. But what's interesting about what you're doing is like the stuff that you cover, doing the covering the YouTube beat, covering the podcast beat, covering the new media beat, is that so much of that is such a young medium that there's these hangovers from it being like a popularity contest in the way that I think a lot of other stuff isn't. Like, it's always there, but like if you look at like the modern music industry is a lot different than it was even 20 years ago, where you just kind of had to, you had to send out demos, you had to have a record label, you had to do these things to be able to get distribution, because honestly, at the root of it, I think it's because the internet didn't exist and you couldn't just track down people yourself. You couldn't build relationships with anybody,
Yeah.
and so the gatekeeping was inherent to it. And what happens is when the gatekeepers go away, and the people that rise up first feel like they earned something or deserve something. And a lot of times it's just because they were like the first people on the platform. They were early adopters of technology. And a lot of those people too, before anybody really knew what they were doing, those people were taking advantage of a lot of people, I think, to some people more to a greater extent, some people to a lesser extent. But I think that that's part of that. I mean, everybody knows that YouTube toxicity, you know what I'm talking about? And it's not...
Yeah.
It's not inherent to the platform. I'm not talking shit about YouTube, but a lot of the like YouTube stars and fucking Instagram celebrities and stuff, like a lot of those people have just burned through indiscriminately, fucking burned through people, and then when they get to the top, they don't want to give anything to anybody because if they did, they feel like they would have never got there,
Well, it's hard. I'm not getting feedback. Oh yeah, I'm not getting my own feedback. I'm such a fucking dumbass. Anyways, it's hard because it's changed now. It's not like it would be. You work circles, like you just go to chat rooms and you become a name in that chat room, and then you get the backing of that, and just people like, I don't know. I've been lucky, to even interview Brad. Wodo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know there was like a million things that led to that, but it just ended up, and it is like, it's, people don't want to see you grow, because if they do, then it's something they could have done,
Yeah.
Like, and because I've seen bits stolen, I've seen
something they perceive they could have done.
yeah, exactly. I've seen ideas taken from people. I've seen, and I mean, good on them.
I don't. You know what? Okay, but so here's the thing about like idea stealing and stuff like that. That I mean, like, yeah, it sucks. Nobody wants to get something janked and whatnot. But the people who, at the end of the day, like, just to take a step back, I don't fuck with people like that. Just in general, like on a fundamental level. level, like I'm not concerned if you for some reason feel like you don't have time for me. Then I don't have time for you, because like fuck that, dude. I'm not gonna like support anybody that's being shitty, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not a popularity contest, you know. I'm trying to make good content. I'm busting my ass. I'm doing cool stuff. But so the fuck, what was the point I was trying to get to? This is the most ADD shit. I need coffee. I'm having a long day.
It is, but see, this is the format I wanted this show to be in. It's just a back and forth between creators. You know, even if we did a round table of 3, because I feel like there's this hidden side, like, because we smile for the show. You know, you come on, and you fucking, I'm Fitz, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, you can guarantee that I'm going to say something fucking crazy. I'm going to say something off wall. I'm not going to fucking care, and but then I'm also going to break shit down and tell you how I feel and stand behind my ideals.
Right.
But see, at the same time, I realize that sometimes Fitz is an extension of myself, and then but he's also fucking me. It's hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you're a caricature of yourself. Yeah, you know, you have a way that you want to present yourself. You got a brand identity. You got something you are, and you got to be able to get real. But you know what, man? I always equate it to entertaining somebody at a party. I don't know. All of this, it's weird to me that people have such a separation between the way that they think the internet works and the way that they think the real world works. Because at the end of the day, you're people talking to people. And if you're in a situation, you're in a situation. Like, so, playing music. When we have a show coming up, we go out and we go to a bar, probably the bar we're playing the show at. We print out some handbills. We pass the handbills out, and we talk to people. Right?
Yeah.
And so on Twitch, right? If I'm gearing up, we have some ideas for some events we want to do. We want to do like an air hockey tournament and that kind of shit. We want to, you know, obviously do the shows. So if we have a big guest we're building up to, say we booked DMC on the show again for 2 months from now, and we wanted to really like hype up, like, hey, we're getting DMC on. This will be the first time that he's on Twitch instead of just on the podcast, you know.
Yeah.
I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. I'd be hanging out on Twitch. You know, where me and you are hanging out. I'm on your show. I'm at the bar that I'm playing the show at. And I'm hanging out handbills. I'm talking to people. I'm meeting people.
Well,
you know?
Well, let me ask you. See, you're very extroverted. I'm very extroverted too. But see, the funny thing is like, I remember when I was in school, standing up in front of people, like, I would fucking lock up and couldn't talk. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, I was just a nervousness, and then here we are doing this shit. You know, we get in front of people every day. We put our views out there and shit.
Right.
You know, like, were you ever that way? Because I've seen you in crowds. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I'll never forget is being with Dragon Con. You were like, I can just tell the year you've been creating, because I carried myself different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. People see shit in you that you don't see in yourself, and that's
I think I am that. I think I do this because I am that. I think I do it because I'm not. I mean, yeah, on some level, I'm an extrovert, charismatic at least, right? But I think the introvert extrovert thing is not as perfect of a dichotomy as people think it is. You know, people are different on different days, and yeah, some people are indoor kids and some people are outdoor kids. But you know, when I was growing up, to speak specifically to that, I would, you know, go outside and skateboard for 2 days. We would build some fucking ramps with some like extra wood that we had laying around, and then, you know, I'd be in my bedroom locked up playing Mega Man, listening to, you know, punk rock for the next 2 or 3 days, or watching skate videos or some shit. You know,
I didn't know. Yeah.
So I don't think it's like an introvert extrovert thing. I do think I guess I define myself as an extrovert because I prefer to be around people. Like I went for instance, my roommate Gavin, like me and him fundamentally disagree on what the perfect movie viewing experience is. You know, like I like going to a movie at midnight when it comes out and the theater's fucking packed and there's a bunch of excitement in the room and a lot of people. You know, but he would rather go, you know, 3 weeks after it's come out, the week before it leaves the theater, so he can just sit fucking dead center, empty room, and like, you know, just experience it by himself. And I think that from that standpoint, that's the difference between an introvert and an extrovert. But I think people too readily label that by like behavior. And I think that because I identify as an extrovert, that's why I do this stuff, because it helps get me outside of my head. It helps get me outside of the box. Like I'm more comfortable collaborating on projects with people, you know. And I mean, if you were just here kicking it, like if we were, like I say that, but if you were here kicking it, we'd be fucking doing shit because I don't see you that often, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But if you live 20 minutes down the road and we were just like hanging out and playing video games because it's a Tuesday and didn't have anything to do, I think you would be surprised at how different my personality is when I'm just hanging out.
Well, maybe. I don't know. You too. See, that's what I'm saying. Is like people don't
Yeah.
know. People don't know. You know, they really don't. That's a fucking song I'm working on.
And that's not to say that I'm not me now
Yeah.
or then either, you know.
Yeah.
It's just it's you got that entertainment gene, dude. When the light flips on, you do it, you know. And so to go back to what I started saying is I everything kind of it has this like real world element to it, I think, and I think like being online, you got to understand that you're still people talking to people, and so I equate the persona to entertaining people at a party. Like, have you ever been to a party and you're just like having some drinks and then you're just like, you're the person that people circle around? Is that you? Like, do you entertain people like that in person?
Uh, yeah. Well, but see, it's different for me. Like, I had this guy I used to work with, and he told me, he said, I envy you, and I said, why? And he said, because you're adaptable. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Adaptable. And I'm the type
Yeah.
of person at a party that, like, I'll sit there and shut the fuck up. And I'll listen to what everybody says. And then I figure
Mm-hmm.
out, you know, how to act accordingly. And then
Right.
in school, okay, like, you know, you get bullied. Fucking, that's what it
Yes.
is. And then there's a problem rampant in schools today. But I'm not fucking trying to stand on a platform to say that shit. It happened to me, but I found that I could be funny. So if I could
Yeah.
be funny, I could be the funny guy. No one beats
Right.
up. No one wants. Well, I never had a problem where you got getting beat up. I fought, you know. But
Right.
if you're funny, you don't have to fucking do that. You can diffuse the
You don't have to. Yeah.
You can diffuse the situation, or you can make it worse. Uh, with your wit, you know, and that's one of the things like I love to do, you know, is I love when a troll comes at me because you got to be smart and you got to be fast and you got to be quick because I'm gonna say some fucked up shit, you know.
Yeah.
And so leading to this, like I just got into it because I did it is a drug. Okay, fame is a drug. Everybody fucking I would never want to be famous there, but there's and when I to furthermore touch on the elitist thing, it's not that there's an elitist. It's there's two breeds of us though. There's the ones that'll sit and watch, and there's the ones that'll stand up and say some shit while we're doing it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because look at chat
Mm-hmm.
rooms. There's 300 people watching a show, but fucking 10, 20, maybe 30, 5, 10 trolls are there, but no
Mm-hmm.
one else is saying anything because if they say something, they become part of the crowd, and then they're scared
Yeah.
that we'll eat your ass alive in the chat room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. You know, it's
it's
funny that because I don't even. I mean, I know that experience. I've been in enough chat rooms, but I'm such a lurker that it's not even. I don't even
I'm not.
get it like that. You know.
I mean, that's one reason why I get why people I get interviews is because eventually you make a name of yourself of that with that person or whatever because you're. I mean, I'm whatever. Say what you want. Well, I look ugly as fuck. You're right. I'm sorry. I'll never make your standards, man. It's just never gonna be meant to be.
Who's calling you ugly?
No, nobody. I'm just saying hypothetically. You know, okay, or your grammar sucks and you'll never write good at home, man. You know, I just one day maybe.
Never write well.
Fuck you. I said never good was part of the bit. Okay, all right. Look, I can talk how I want to talk. All right, and I enjoy that. You know why? Because when I tweet or now actually when I tweet I try to tweet like I'm fucking writing some shit, but
Yeah.
before I would tweet like just whatever I would say and how I'm talking now, and
Yeah.
people would read my writing, and this is before you even taught me to write with
Yeah.
fucking pauses and ellipses and shit. Like
Yeah.
they'd be like, I thought you were retarded. And then I read your writing. I swear to God, you can go back and look at my Twitter history. It's there.
Yeah.
Like,
That's funny.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to be a dumb southern redneck that hates everybody, and you know.
That is why I think the grammar thing is kind of blown out of control. I think the punctuation matters because I think part of what works for you and what you do is that you are really authentic. Like your tone of voice, what you're trying to say, and you're going to say it the way that you say it because that's who you are. And I think that's why the punctuation is important because I think good punctuation helps you deliver the things the way that they're intended to be said. It helps you use a lot more colloquialism. It helps you talk in a lot more slang. And it's just really hard to, especially with the way that you talk, you've got like a certain rhythm that you use to portray stuff and you vocalize things more. It's not necessarily always the words that you're using. A lot of times it's the energy that you're pushing with those words.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only reason I bust your balls about it because I think it's important to get that across.
The hardest thing I feel as anybody that writes and as a writer period is you can't convey emotion fully in words. You can paint a sad you can paint a sad ass picture and describe a feeling, but you can't like through normal text explain that
no, and especially not with normal language. Like I can't tell you the number of times that I've been working on a script for something, and I show it to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, I don't really understand. Like this reads as this kind of way," and I'm like, "Well, but I thought of it this way," and then I'll deliver the dialogue as it's written with the emotion that I expect an actor to deliver, and it's a totally different thing, because there's so much subtext that you just can't. You need to beat around the bush and add extra words that aren't authentic to what you're saying to write things a certain way, and then finding the authenticity in that, and finding your voice as a writer. That's why a writer's voice, I think, is a lot different from their voice when they're just talking, because there's a certain way that you portray emotion in one way or another that using words that you wouldn't use if you were talking,
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. See, we're like, it's hard to describe where you're at in a career because like you're actually at a good point in a career because what you're doing now and y'all are doing with American Pharaoh is what people are gravitating to do now amongst Twitch communities and all that shit. Like I called this shit
interesting. Man. I did too, obviously, I guess. I hate, it's funny because I hate that I'm so late to the game because we already did this one time and everything exploded and then we had to restart, so we're already on version 2. It's the same thing, But that's just what happens sometimes. But I think I think we got enough of a jump on it. So we started podcasting 5 years ago. I think we're coming up on 6 years. I don't know. I need to do the math. I was talking to somebody else about that earlier today. And then nobody was really doing podcasts much back then. It's really only, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it seems like just like random Joe Schmo, I'm gonna start a podcast the same way I'd like start like a weekend band. That seems like that's only restarted in the past like year and a half.
Yeah, you ain't gotta talk shit about me, but it's okay.
No, I'm not talking shit about you.
I'm just playing.
I'm not talking shit about you.
I'm just playing. But no, I get what you're saying because I am the new guy. I am that guy that within communities, there's people that have already they've been fucking talking for years. They've been talking for. But
actually, I think that you are closer aligned to what we're doing than you are to what I'm talking about, even because I think that the people like that, like I don't know, it seems like a lot of people I just have met at bars and done stuff. They find out on podcasts and they're like, oh, me and a friend have thought about starting a podcast. That sounds like a fun thing to do. And that's not what you're doing. That's not where you're at. And not to say anything bad about those people. It's totally fun. But I think there's a big difference between I want to do a show on the weekends to have fun and I really want to like push into this thing and like try to like grind at it and make a career out of it.
Yeah.
But those people have like no awareness of Twitch yet at all. No, as far as I've known. Yeah. And so it's crazy because I've been listening to, when I was a kid, I used to fall asleep to talk radio. Like, I've listened to talk radio my whole life. And so I started listening to podcasts in, like, 2008, like, before they even came out. I've told you this before. We've talked about this before, but started listening to podcasts before they were even on the iPod. Like, I used to listen to them on a PSP. And so it made sense. When it came around and Alex and Colin were doing the podcast, it made sense for me to hop in and do the podcast. And I think we got a good jump on that, but we didn't get a good enough jump because we were like the first people. I like to say we were the first second generation podcasters. Like we were the first podcasters that had the perspective of a full generation of podcasters before us. And it's interesting because what I've always seen is I've seen people like, like Nerdist, like Revision 3, Diamond Club to a large extent, Complex on YouTube, Geek and Sundry, and these are people that I've been following since, I've been keeping up with Felicia Day since the Guild, and watching that develop. And so it's weird to me. That seems like the natural order of things. Like that seems like the direction your career goes because there's numerous examples. I mean, you got, everybody knows a podcast network, and they're all pretty much arranged kind of the same way. Earwolf, the fucking Last Podcast Network, all that shit. And so as a podcaster, that seems like the natural progression to me. So what's interesting about it is coming from that into Twitch and doing stuff live. Like I've always wanted to do stuff live, in a large part because of what the Night Attack guys are doing. Like those guys have been doing live stuff since before it was a thought anybody had, because they've been doing that show for 10 years now, almost 10 years, a long fucking time.
I think, yeah.
And so it's always made sense to me that you would want to take that model of like connecting with your audience, especially coming from like a band world where you literally meet people and recognize their faces, and then they come back and they keep buying merch from you and stuff and supporting your band, and you build relationships with people, and take that model of being able to have instant feedback from people and combine that with the Nerdist, Geek and Sundry kind of media conglomerate model. It only makes sense. And I'm shocked that people haven't been doing it sooner. And what's interesting is that nothing on Twitch, I don't know of anything that started that way on Twitch from the ground up. There's a lot of people that are moving to Twitch now because they see the opportunity in that. Yeah. But none of them really understand the platform. They're just kind of co-opting it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes total sense, yes. And it is that way. I will say, though, Twitch at least communicates with their creators, and...
Which is amazing. That's the best thing. That's the best thing that you can have is direct interaction with your fans. You know how maddening it is to look at your phone when you're launching a podcast and be like, okay, well, 50 people are listening to this, 200 people are listening to this, how many people are listening to this? I know, 3 of them in real life because they made themselves known, and, 12 of them left one comment on a thing one time. But I constantly have these same numbers. Are they listening to it? Is it just downloading on their phone? I don't know. And it seems like everybody has that same experience. I don't understand why that is. There's nothing better as a creator you can do than be able to be in direct contact with people. It's absurd.
I have people that are in my chat and have never said a fucking thing.
And it's cool, and I'm
it's awesome.
I'm also that guy. I am a lurker. I'm talking shit about myself. But the fact that people that do want to be vocal with you and people that do want to give you feedback can now immediately talk to you rather than having to wait until the podcast comes out to hear something, to tweet at you on Twitter, and be... A lot of times when I'm in that position, I'm concerned that it's been too long. I don't listen to podcasts immediately. I'll listen to a podcast 2 weeks after it's come out. And then I'll be like, oh, I have an insightful comment to say, and I'm going to say it on Twitter. And then you're like, no, but now it's bothersome because it's not even a relevant thing to say, And it's different. You get a different dialogue with that level of immediacy and the zero latency.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitch delay, I guess, but
the fucking zero latency is changing the game, man. It really is. Even though I'm pretty sure everybody is pissed about the delay, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, but that's even inconsequential. The Twitch delay isn't even the latency I'm talking about. I'm talking about the amount of time that it takes to, as a creator, create content, give it to an audience, and get feedback.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, see, when you're actually getting feedback, that's when it matters. Because, you can do this shit all day and never get a lick of feedback because the people didn't really care. They didn't. But then that's why I look at it as a blessing. I'm still going to, as a creator, I'm going to do what I'm passionate about, what I feel like I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ever going to let anyone dictate what I think is my art. Now, if you're paying me, that's the difference. I'll play with.
That's the difference, right? Yeah.
I'll play within your fucking ball game and your
Yeah.
guidelines. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's the
But
thing. It's the difference between like this is my band, I started it, I write music, I sing, I play guitar, whatever, versus like, hey man, we need a drummer for this tour that we're going on. Here's $200. Let's play some music. You know, it's a very big like it's a different level of ownership that you have over something. You know.
well, yeah, and people might ask, would Fit sell out? You goddamn right, I would sell out because I got a wife, 2 kids, and one on the way. Shit, I need to get sponsored by Pampers, Huggies. I've added them on Twitter. They have yet to reply.
I don't think you would sell out. I don't think
I
you could
would
sell
never
out.
sell out, but man, I would.
Taking money is not
With,
selling out.
no, it's not. With me, how I feel about all this shit is at the end of the day, I want to have had changed as many lives as I could for the better, have touched
Right.
as many people as I that well that sounds kind of dirty, but still have done what I could to be the best I could. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the
Yeah.
end, when this shit's all, we're gonna goddamn die anyways. The internet will fall apart. No one will ever fucking remember us in the beginning. You
Yeah.
know, fucking.
So another point I wanted to bring up from a few steps ago is, do you think it's odd? So I came to Twitch as a podcaster, and so my background is doing the show behind a microphone, not having immediate feedback, all that kind of stuff. And so I guess when I was saying it like that complex model seems so obvious to me. Do you think it's weird that there's not other people trying to do that kind of like Geek and Sundry type thing natively on Twitch? Like, it seemed odd to me. I just assumed it would be something that was already happening.
Do you know how many? See, your genre is hard to do because so many people are doing fan cast, geek shows, fucking D&D, goddamn, uh, just anything that can be geeky, be it tech, be it fucking comic books, be it fucking anime, video games. Everybody and their grandmother is trying to do it right now because they
Yeah.
seen that PewDiePie can make millions and
Well,
millions.
I guess that's the thing is I'm not talking about the breadth of stuff. I'm talking about, and I definitely don't want to come down on anybody for this because there is good content, but it seems like that there is a lot of barren content in the talk shows category on Twitch in general. There's a lot of really vapid stuff. There's a lot lower production quality than I thought, and not in terms of like, there are a lot of people doing low production stuff, but I just expected there to be more people doing high production stuff, and it seems like the people that are doing high production stuff don't have the personality side of it down, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
How I feel about it. Look at my camera and yours. Mine's shitty, yours is great. But
Right.
how I feel about it is as long as you're putting out content and you're getting your voice out there, that's all that fucking matters. Whether you're doing it from a fucking phone, like people, I get all the time, like.
Well, I agree. I agree with you, but it
no.
lowers your discoverability.
It does. It does, and you have to work harder. But I will say, like, I've done more shit on a fucking Samsung S7 than I have done on a fucking PC. And if it wasn't for that Samsung S7, or I started originally on a goddamn S5, I wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or a tablet, a Samsung tablet. That's what I wrote all my shit on.
Okay, so here's the other thing is right now, okay, so this is a $50 microphone, a $50 webcam, and a couple $20 lights. So altogether, this is less than a $200 investment. I mean, we got fancy with it. We built a cage for like $50. I don't know. It just seems like with as much money as people are driving on computers to play games.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and
you got
as much as and streamers have that high of a production quality. That's the other thing is if you watch streamers, they do have that level of production quality. It's just weird to me that it doesn't exist in talk shows yet. I guess I don't know. It's just really young. That's still.
Well, talk shows are new because how I feel about it is that games capture kids. When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was play the game. All right.
Right.
You know how pissed off I was when I found out about Let's Plays. I'm on record for saying this shit. Like, because I used to go to friends' house, like Resident Evil Remastered. I used to go to friends' house and fucking play it for them because they didn't know how to play it. They were too scared to play it. They didn't want to play it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and then you find out people like goddamn Markiplier and fucking PewDiePie have been made millions of dollars doing this shit and our personality. It comes through, but to get to that point, it comes through sponsorship, it comes through merchandise, it comes through a community, it comes through people that back you because everyone wants a a person that they can root for. They want to say, yeah, Fitz, I know Fitz, he's a good guy, he's great, and I back him because, we agree on a lot of the same things. Same thing with Chris,
Yeah.
and that's how these people get big, you know. Honestly, so fuck whatever you think. Like, PewDiePie is a genius because it doesn't goddamn matter what he says.
Yeah.
If it's offensive, it's gonna cause a stir. By causing a stir, it's gonna fucking cause him to get everything he wanted was the clicks,
Right.
the fucking attention, and
Yeah.
it's feeding the beast, man. And
And
that's what it is.
that's what I'm trying to fight, because I think, and again, I don't want to come down on anybody for not having good production quality. I don't think that's an excuse to not do something. I don't think that means that your show's not good, and I think that it takes a lot of doing stuff with
Fuck off! Get off my show. Fuck off. No, I'm just playing. I didn't mean to.
I think it takes a lot of doing stuff with the less than ideal situation to get yourself in a position where you're able to get more ideal stuff, whether that's from doing it long enough that you've put enough time and experience and money into stuff to figure out how to make broken stuff work, or to raise enough money to do it better, or whatever. I think there's definitely merit to doing that. I definitely don't want to dispel anybody. I wouldn't be in this position if I hadn't been working with broken gear for a long ass fucking time. The thing though is, like, I personally, like, I'm trying to tackle that shit head on, like the PewDiePie shit. Like, he's a fucking genius. He's dope. I just think there's a more ethical way to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people just don't fucking care.
No, they don't. You know why? Because they want something to talk about at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's exactly what they just want something to talk about. They want to have something to argue about, something to be like, well, I think PewDiePie's great, and then another person goes, oh, well, fuck you for thinking PewDiePie's great. I personally, I don't, you should never say a hard R. I'm on this thing, like, I get being funny. I'm a fucking comedian. Like, I make people laugh is what I fucking do.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, and that's just something. So that's a totally different conversation. But yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've made terrible jokes, mass genocide jokes. They're fucking funny, but you should never make a mass genocide joke. But it was pretty funny, and like,
I think it's the intent and the sentiment behind the joke that you're making.
I've become the Jimmy Carr of like this shit because everybody wants to take a crack at Jimmy Carr because they want to say that they got his goat too, like he gets everybody else's goat. But at the same time, like, I'm gonna say something fucked up, and I actually hope people can get my goat, because like, even if I don't, nothing ever bothers me, man. Like, it just doesn't. Like, you have to get to the point, like, with this whole shit when it fell apart with the audio, like, everybody was so like, oh, Fitz is just upset that he fucked up, and we all got on to him. And no, I took all of that and was like, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. Because I was disappointed that it didn't.
Yeah.
I was more disappointed that it didn't come together perfectly. Not that it didn't fucking work out, just that it didn't come together, or that it was fucked up. Just that it didn't come together perfectly, because that was my hubris of, like, we tested the audio, it's great. I just exported this shit from Twitch.
Yeah, and you're talking about the interview you did with Brad.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to clarify it for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And PewDiePie's editor, you have to say that, or no one will know who the fuck he is. Like, and it's amazing. Once one person says something, everybody wants to say something. And to be judged that quickly, that fast, at that rapid pace. Like, when I took it down, it had 100 views, and that was within like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Give it.
Yeah.
Wait till I finish. We re-record the audio, bleep out me saying some fucked up shit. Cause I shouldn't say it, but I still, for the sake of, I feel that everybody should know that I don't hate them and I don't judge them on any level. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, and but that doesn't give anybody the right to say vile, hateful shit. Like I can't call it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll fight for fucko until the day I goddamn die. I'll tell you that much.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't know what's.
No, I'm just saying. But people get triggered, and we live. You know, you have to be careful. You can't fucking just.
Well, you're never. I mean, yeah, yes and no. I don't know. You're never gonna fucking please everybody. You're never gonna please everybody. And I think you shut down trolls and stuff, and I for the most part just ignore it. And I think that's the thing. Like, and not that there's anything wrong with shutting down, but you're gonna get fundamentally different feedback if you're being inflammatory on some level. But I also think you get off on that shit. I think you like that shit.
Yeah, I do, but there's a certain extent where like you shut them down, but you only do it a couple times because then if you keep doing it, then
right,
they
you can't feed them. You gotta show that you're funnier than the heckler, that you're on top of it. Show them who's boss, and then not let it affect you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I mean that's how I've learned to do this shit. Like people come at me all the time and they tell me things like, "How I don't people." You might get this a lot because you're a personality. Like people see shit in you, and not to project in me that I don't see in me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the fun part, though.
Yeah, like it is, but like at the same time, it's very humbling, and it's like, oh my god, really? Like
Absolutely, 100%.
and I had to tell some. They were like, even when you're joking, I take you seriously, and I like that's the worst thing that you could do because I don't mean it. It's just a bit, but it really made me realize that I'm at a point where I'm at my platform, and my platform needs to stand for something.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention.
Yeah, you don't want to alienate anybody. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You don't.
No, absolutely not.
You know.
But you gotta find your own people. Fuck it. You need to alienate people. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You don't want to alienate everybody. You want to find your people. You know, you don't want people to be turned off that could dig what you're doing, that do like you. You don't want to offend them. But at the same time, you're gonna piss people off. I mean, and that's just.
Well, yeah, I think
part of doing anything.
I think there was. I heard
it's kind of the point, to be honest.
Well, I heard it on Game Grumps. I can't really attest to the full statistics of it, but they say like the more people you know, the more people are gonna hate you. And I've always been always been the type of person where you either really love me or you really hated me, and then some people love and hate me, and then you just have to learn to accept it, you know.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things I always say is I always tell people like everyone is never going to like what you do. The majority of people are never going to like what you do. I don't care how benign or whatever what you do. Like the majority of the people in this world do not buy Clorox bleach. They don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just by the numbers, they don't. Like it doesn't matter what you do, how prevalent it is. There's always going to be people that have an issue with what you do. Period. Regardless, you're never going to reveal to everybody.
Well, you just don't. As creators, we're our own worst enemies. Like, because there's been times I've got articles and shit that I've written that I didn't put out because I felt like fuck is not as what I think is good, and fuck it.
Yeah, it's a fine line, man. It's a fine line, and what's funny is a lot of times it's really easy to make that call backwards. And like when you're editing, like when I'm doing filmmaking and I shoot something and I'm just in love with it and I'm editing it and I'm just like, this needs to get cut out, even though I really like it. Like it makes me laugh, but it's not playing to the narrative, And it's easy to do it the other way around too. It's tricky. That's kind of the whole thing, is figuring out that balance.
Well, yeah, it is. It's taking a step back from your work and like. Fuck, man. I'm a high school dropout. I never went to college. I fucking everything that I've written and all that shit. I'm just self-taught. For and I don't. So when people see shit, I don't see it because I don't know it. But as I've grown as a writer in the past fucking almost 3 years now, to where I'm still a shitty fucking writer, but.
Don't stop thinking that.
I still do.
Never stop thinking that.
You're never gonna like any art.
No,
you
it's not
create,
good. It's not good when you do.
Yeah, if you like it, it's not. Like there's
You
actually,
can be proud of it,
yeah,
but
yeah. Well, there's actually like songs since I've been rapping. Like I like that somehow song, but like I don't. I'll still be like, I fucking hate this song. It's stupid.
yeah. There's so
Another,
many things I could have done better. I see all the problems with this. I see the
yeah.
holes.
I hear where
I couldn't get this feeling out the way I wanted to. I couldn't do this, or
exactly.
there's this other thing I wanted to do that just didn't work out in production. Like we couldn't make it happen, and you get bummed out about that stuff,
Yeah, well, and then people hear it and they're like, man, this is fire as hell.
Because they don't know. They don't know what's in your head. Like you always have this like view of what you want to be in your head, and you can't make that. It's impossible to get it out.
Yeah, no,
It's just too many variables in the process.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, you've been creating for a long time, man. How do you deal with it? Like, how have you reached the, like, cause fucking, there's been points where it's like, I've always been bullheaded. The type of person, like, you tell me to do something, like, you tell me to write an article, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not writing that goddamn article.
What was the question? Yeah. Give me a question.
I was going to give you a question. I was just setting up the exposition. Okay. But no. How do you deal with that? How do you get it away from yourself and let yourself create? You see what I'm saying?
Hell if I know. I don't fucking know.
So you're just like the rest of us. You just do it because we have that urge to do it.
Dude, it's the only fucking thing I know how to do.
It is an urge. It is an urge, and I can't. A real journalist or a real creator, they're the only ones that ever understand like the buzz. Like I don't know. You're a writer, but like there's like when you see a story, like when I see a story, there's just this fucking buzz that happens, and I just know like.
Yeah, you get the creative flow. That's what you're fighting for. But yeah, I don't know. At the same time, like I don't know. I think at this point in my life, I literally don't know how to do anything. Like these are my only marketable skills. like quite literally, it's just what I do. You have to. I don't know. If you want to do something, you gotta do it. You can't fuck around. You can't not do it. If you want to do it, you gotta do it. That's what it comes down to. And I've been doing it long enough, and I've been lucky enough to have opportunities that worked out enough that I can see the potential in doing it. And that's really what gets me through it. And I've got people that count on me now too, that depend on what we're doing.
Well, you do a lot of shit, man. You do a lot of shit. Even your girlfriend's when she cosplays and all that shit.
Oh, she's so good, dude.
Yeah. It was nice to meet her at Dragon Con, man. She's really cool, and I like her I like her mentality of because there's a lot of these cosplayers out there. They're gonna flaunt their ass. They're gonna flaunt whatever. I'm not sexist, but still, like they are. Like I was saying I think I offended this one lady because at Dragon Con I was like, oh my god, this is like a pervert's dream. There's just ass. Every fucking where.
Right. Yeah. And you know what you do. They're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I know. But
and there's nothing wrong with that either.
No, there's not.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
It's not.
But it is. I do really appreciate how much care she takes to try to get the costumes right and embody the character. It's not that she's not going to do risque stuff. It's not that she doesn't want to do that, but she's always trying to really pay tribute to the characters that she's dressing up as. And if something is not as revealing, that doesn't mean that she's not going to do it.
Well, and I had that talk with her. It was she said the exact same thing you said, that she's not going to do risque stuff. It's about the character, and I respect that, because some people, they think, oh, it's the character, but I'm still gonna make it risque, and fuck
right, yeah, or only choose to do that. They don't want to do stuff just because they're interested in it,
Well, you want to grab the pictures, you want to grab the fucking attention, and
Right, yeah. It's all authenticity, dude. It's all, I think, man, I don't know. It seems like authenticity is starting to make a comeback, which I'm really fucking jazzed about, because there's been too much fake shit for the past little bit.
Yeah, I feel that too. Like, and as like a wannabe journalist, there's too many stipulations. Like people, like I could come to you. You say you didn't even know me. Well,
Yeah.
actually, y'all were fucking pretty cool, man, at Dragon Con. I can't even say that. Like, but let's just say you're a big time. Let's just say.
Yeah.
And I come up to you and I go, "Hey, my name's Fitz. I write. I have a blog. I can generate up to 500 to 1,000 clicks a week.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in an interview?" Some people say yes because everybody loves to talk about themselves. And other people go, "Oh my God, he's a journalist. I would never talk to a journalist because journalists are
Yeah.
ruthless. They're fucking vipers. They'll do anything for a
Yeah,
story."
I've got a really funny story about that. we were at NC Comic Con. It was the first time that we ever got press passes.
Yeah.
And we went to McDonald's and we were just like eating food, and the trash can was like so full, like stupid full, just like overflowing. I thought it was fucking hilarious. They were slammed as shit. Like there was nothing they could do about it. And so I took a picture of it because I was just gonna like make a joke about it and talk about how fucking busy they were. And since I had that fucking press strap on, they stopped everything they were doing to go empty that trash can. It was ridiculous. But yeah, you're right. I mean, people interact with the media on a fundamentally different level.
It's misconceptions we fight every day. Like with this whole, like I don't know if you saw, I put an article out about it. Whatever, fuck syntax. I'll give it them. I'll figure it out. Brad Wodo put a tweet out, and look, let me tell you, when he put this,
Yeah, I saw. I looked it up. This shit is hilarious.
Look, when he put it out, even I started reading it and going, cause that journalist, this is big fuck. Oh shit, this is fucking Brad. As soon as that happened, I sat and waited. I waited, fucking waited, just like jury's waiting. I waited. I was like, there's gonna be some dumbass blogger that fucking covers the story.
Oh yeah, like it's true.
Yeah, the fucking drama alert channels are gonna go fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad says PewDiePie is gonna quit in 6 months, but it might happen. It could be a hoax, but this is what he tweeted and it seems sincere. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Do
that's
your
ridiculous.
Research.
Yeah.
And I get it because the way he wrote it was sincere and it sounded. He used Felix. He didn't say PewDiePie.
Yeah. Oh, he did a great job.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh fucking
He
man.
killed it.
He got me. Like I was like no. Yeah. And it's just amazing.
Yo, we got interns.
What? Look at you.
Yeah, we have 2 interns now.
Coming up in
just
the world.
picked up the second one today. It's fucking bizarre, dude. It's really fucking weird.
Hey, you're doing it, man. Like, see, people always act like I'm doing it. I'm what? Poverty? I'm doing poverty very well.
Yeah. Hey, me too, dude. I'm not out of the trenches. That's what's so fucking weird about it. It's just like, I don't know. I know how to do all this shit. If you really want to learn how to do it, I guess I'll fucking show you.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, and I love it all. I do. I fucking love it all. I love the people, and I love what they bring to it. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't do any of this shit. I wouldn't want to strive to do any of this shit,
Yeah.
It's not that I'm an attention whore, but fuck, like... I just don't. And the people that come to me and say, hey, "This really made my day when you did that," like, the fuck. To me at the time, it was just a fucking bit. Like I was just being stupid,
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what you do. And the second that you overthink that, you're fucking up.
Yeah. Well, the second you start to manipulate this whole game of fucking of this shit. Because it's a game, man. This shit is high school. This shit is fucking high school. It's funny as fuck. Is that people wanted to drop out of school or fucking just finish with high school to join the internet to fucking be back a part of high school again.
Yeah.
It is, and I like I don't know. Like we with especially like with Millie Bobby Brown. I mentioned this to you earlier. Like we ran a girl that was 14 years old off the internet. You say dumb shit when you're 14, and I don't even think
Yeah.
she out of the through the sources I've heard, doing the research. I don't even think she really said the shit or did the shit because
Yeah.
and fucking through hype of a meme and hype of that's just internet bullying. And
Yeah.
we want to
Yeah.
stop that shit, but we run a 14-year-old girl off the internet. I'm fucking 30.
Right.
I'm 31. Come pick on me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
And
ridiculous.
she's already got so much shit to deal with.
Yeah, a
Just being
14-year-old.
in that position to begin with. Like that's insane, dude.
I mean, a child star. You know what I'm saying? The fact that
Yeah.
they don't want us. We live.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle those kids are as well adjusted as they are. Because that shit doesn't normally happen that way.
I mean, well, see, I got kids, and I don't stifle them being a creator. 'Cause especially with my daughter, she's an animator.
Right.
She's got anime.
No, of course, I'm not saying that. But just that level of fame that quickly, man, that's fucking tough for adults to deal with.
Yeah, but you never know what's gonna make you go viral in this day and age.
No.
And you don't know what one thing could happen. Like you could be doing exactly what you're doing and I'm doing. We're just trying to be creators. We're just trying to make it. And then one day someone decides to fucking pull a prank or do a joke, and boom, we go viral for all the wrong reasons. Not,
Yeah.
You either spin it and or you don't. It's a bitch.
I don't know, man. Okay. To take a step way back, bring it full circle, go back to the top of the show. You're talking about like people stealing material and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that was making me think like the types of people that steal material are the types of people that can't come up with stuff on their own.
Yeah, exactly.
And because it's a question that we get a lot at comic book conventions about like, well, what happens if somebody steals your stuff? And it's like, they're not going to steal your stuff.
Fuck it.
Because if they're in a position to steal your stuff, they're just going to fucking hire you. Because they know that they can't make the thing that you fucking made. And if they steal it, they're not going to execute on it properly, and you just do it again.
But we'll see. I mean more as from a comedian standpoint. Like I could steal your bit easily, make it my bit, and just never mention it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Who cares?
No,
Who cares?
I don't. That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
care.
I don't either. Fucking, you did it better than me. You performed it better than me. You fucking obviously had the platform to do it. And some people will do it shit just because. And it's not even like they steal your bit. They fucking heard your bit, and it gave them an idea to fucking elaborate on that bit to help their situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And this is the business we live in. Fuck, it's the world we live in. Whatever. To me, I don't give a fuck because I'm gonna come up with 1,000 more bits a day. You know what I'm saying? No one bit is gonna define you. You know what I'm saying? Like man, I do game night with W Scott. It's one. None of that shit is that. There's one bit has been pre-planned, and that was the I totally agree bit. And you would drink, and I drink too. We've had a drink, but I don't drink that much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a social drinker. But have you ever been around that one drunk guy that just will not shut the fuck up?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm very well acquainted with those people.
Yeah, and they have to tell you the same fucking thing over and over and over again. At that point, I start to go, oh, I totally agree. I totally agree. And it doesn't matter what they could say. Hitler was the best Nazi he could be, and I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah,
and you just keep it fucking
good
going.
bit.
They will talk all night, and I mean, I'm an asshole. That's why it's a good bit. That's the only bit I ever pre-planned, and that was only because I did it in a social situation.
Yeah.
And fucking this guy just could.
And it worked.
Yeah. And the people in on the bit were dying. It's a bit you gotta be in on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking, but I don't know, man. I have to explain to people I don't want them to die.
Yeah. Wait, you have to explain that to people? You don't have to tell that to people?
Yeah, I mean, I really do. I really do. Yeah, it's just because the fucking catchphrase "Fitz needs you to die," and I mean that
Yeah.
shit. It's branding, man. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't even choose that. That shit just got thrust upon me, and so
Right.
whatever. It's cool, you know. Yeah. What? Let me ask you a question though. Why did you choose to do American Pharaoh? Y'all do a gang of shows. Y'all do a gang of shows. Like,
Cause you have to. I don't know. It's the only way I know how to make it work. It's the way it makes sense in my head.
yeah.
You know, I know a lot of people. I've got a lot of friends. So I was actually thinking about this earlier. I've got a lot of friends that I picked up playing music, that I picked up doing creative stuff, and I've been doing this for a long time now. And so there's a lot of people that weren't necessarily that great when we started doing it, but now everybody's committed to it and done it long enough now that everybody's got the chops for it, you know? And I kind of reached a point where everybody that was a dickbag or an asshole and fucking gatekeeper dicks or people that want to fucking use you for whatever because they're egomaniacal or some kind of, there's just so many terrible people in this fucking industry. And once you weed out those people, you've been doing shit for long enough that you got real motherfuckers, you know, and I'm lucky to have a good enough artistic community around me to be able to pull it off. And I'm a producer, dude. Like I always view myself more as a producer than as an artist or a creator myself. Like I'm good at putting things together, and I'm good at pulling things out of people as like a director. I'm good at, you know, figuring all that stuff out. And so this is my art form, I guess. This is my craft, is setting it up and doing multiple shows and being able to leverage stuff together and play off of things. And, you know, I don't know. That's just the only way I know how to do it. You know, and like I said, I'm also inherently collaborative. That's part of it. Part of it is that I want to do filmmaking. I enjoy doing filmmaking, and you can't do filmmaking without a bunch of motherfuckers involved, you know? And so being able to create a platform to promote projects on, you know, like we've got Enamored Acted. I can talk about shit that I'm doing, and then, you know, they've got Bia. So if I'm doing a project that's independent of American Pharaoh, that's already 2 outlets that I can promote it on. And so can those guys. Those guys can talk about their band. They come on our show, talk about their band and stuff, you know. And I don't know, it just all ties it together. The more content you put out, the better. And being able to have like a flagship to be able to put that out is good. Plus, I've been burned too many fucking times by projects falling apart because one person was unreliable or something, and creating a network of people and a brand that is bigger than any one project, I think helps prevent some of that. You know, you don't backslide as bad when stuff doesn't work out.
Well, you're right about that because look, getting an interview, getting someone to say they'll do an interview, easy as fuck. Getting them to sit down and do the interview, that's fucking what's pulling.
That's the work.
You know,
That's the work.
and it's the same thing with doing a show. Like, I don't know what happened. It was even before the whole Brad Wodo thing. Fucking people just started reaching out to me. Hey, you want to do a show? We should do a show. Let's do a show.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do shows. And when I, you know, and people, I don't. But it's getting someone to finally, boom, let's sit down and actually do the goddamn show. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
and that's been the hardest part about me getting to this point. Is honestly, I don't think I have taken. Oh, it's taken me a long time to find a way to work in jobs that have the flexibility that I need to be able to push the American Pharaoh stuff and the Neighborhood Active stuff or whatever I'm working on as much as I want to. And I think that that's a big part of why I'm in the position that I am now, with being able to just like pop in and do this interview with you now, is because, you know, I've got steady money coming in, and I do the valet gig, and I work at the ballpark now, and I do the stagehand stuff. So I've kind of figured out a way to cobble together all of these different jobs that allow me to like turn down work with no real penalty, and that shit was fucking tough, you know. And so I'm super sympathetic to people when they can't make stuff happen, man, because even with all of that, even with the amount of flexibility that I've been lucky enough to be able to work into my scheduling, like it's fucking tough, dude. I mean, you know, real life is a motherfucker.
Well, when I sat down and I thought of this show, I thought of y'all first because of just what you're doing, and like people don't get that. I might not always be talking. I might not always be active, but that does not mean I'm not either watching a VOD or
Doing shit.
lurking in under another name. You know, and
Yeah.
I do that intentionally because people see my fucking name and they go, it weirds people out in the chat sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
or fucking people think they have to act a certain way because I'm there. So I fucking, I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But
You like Tom Sawyer funeral yourself.
exactly. Fucking exactly. And I mean it's not like, oh shit, I'm a somebody, but it's
Yeah.
I can control a chat room. You know, I can fucking
Right.
talk so much shit, and I don't care if you fucking talk shit back. It's funny to me. I get off on it. I guess I'm a sadist
Yeah.
as a
You're
troll.
such a troll. You're such a troll.
I'm
And
such
I
a
fucking
troll.
love it.
I'm such a
I love
troll.
it so much.
It's amazing that people even like, that I'm even allowed in people's chat rooms. I'm always like,
No, you're good at it. You're good at it. You're a good dude. You're sympathetic. You're fucking. Your heart's in the right place. You're not trying to be an asshole. You're making jokes. You
yeah,
know? And not everybody's gonna respond to that, but you're not being a dick. People, you know, I think people appreciate that. People appreciate quick wit.
yeah, they do. I mean, but see, I don't know. I struggle a lot with this shit because we're gone over time, so we'll end the show shortly. I'll say one thing, you say one thing, and we'll end it. But fucking, I struggle a lot lately with just the weight of being a creator, you know, and having a community. Cause like I don't have this big fucking community. I have a bunch of friends that support me and want to see me do well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
That's all it is. That's what it takes. That's the whole thing. I don't know. Like for us, we have done everything just backwards as hell, right? Like, because we don't. There's very few people that we've picked up in the traditional sense. There's people that really support the show that just saw us do something, picked up on it, dug it, fucking followed us. But a lot of it, I mean, our strongest suit has always been networking, and the fact that I can do this with you, you know, and the fact that I do this with other people, and again, going back to the fact that I say that I'm really a producer more than a creator. You know, if you got an interview and I know you're looking for a certain kind of interview, and I hear a connection that I can leverage for something, and it's not somebody that's necessarily on brand with what I'm doing, I'm gonna throw them to you.
yeah.
You know, and those opportunities have been more where we've picked up an audience from any real direct communication with people. Not that that's not important. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to learn how to do. I think that's the next step in us growing. But it's just interesting because we've kind of come at it from the other angle. But that is to say that it's all fucking community, dude. That's all it is. You make friends and you meet people, dude. It's not I fucking hate people that treat the fans as fucking numbers. That's stupid. That's
Yeah.
dumb. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is, and well, and for some people like the Patreon numbers, man, it's a social suicide. Like to be like, I can't support you, I can't subscribe, I won't have the emotes, you know, to them, and it's not that big of a deal, but to them they feel that
It's
way.
not. Yeah.
They feel that way. They do, and I won't mention names, but there was a person you know, they came to me and was like, you know, I can't support you on a platform, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know, that's cool, man. You know, it's whatever. You were my friend before this shit.
Right.
You were
Yeah.
my friend after this shit. Like your dollar
Yeah.
does. I appreciate it. Thank you. I got a baby coming. Diapers are fucking expensive, but
Yeah.
goddamn, like, thank you for just being there and supporting me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yes.
you know, and that it does become a hustle of like, how can I be better than American Pharaoh? What can I do to fucking be the have my own conspiracy theory show? I mean, it's which is
Yeah.
I actually do want to do that shit, to be honest.
You totally should. That sounds amazing.
Because like I fucking love conspiracy theories, but you know, just like shit like that, you know. And
And that's also not what our show's about. We
no,
just talk about
I know. I'm just
it.
I'm just
But I think a
saying.
show about conspiracy theories would be a dope show.
Yeah, no, and that is the next show I want to do, and I've just decided like if people want to be a part of it, cool. If you don't, I'll fucking one mic it. If I can talk
Yeah.
and talk and talk and talk, you know, and
Yeah.
it is what it is. But it's been a pleasure, and thank you for being the pilot. This is a pilot. This, you know,
Yeah.
fucking,
I'm having a good time. I'm glad that I got to do it. It's been a while since I've been on somebody else's show. It's always refreshing to not have to be the energy behind the wheel.
Well, I think you were. I just sat here, really.
No. You've been
Uh,
asking me questions.
well,
I haven't asked you a single question. That's not true.
That's what. No, yeah, you have, and that's what I fucking do. That's why, that's what you do. It's what we fucking do. We ask goddamn questions, and we try to get as many as we can in. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Some jokes here and there.
Yeah. But thanks everybody for watching. If you're here, I don't know who's fucking streaming. Who's fucking streaming?
Oh, let me plug the show. I gotta
Oh
plug the show before we go.
do your plugs. Goddamn. Do your goddamn plugs.
So I run a talk show network on Twitch. It's primarily podcasts, but we do the shows live on Twitch. We do Name Redacted, which is the show that I'm on. We do that every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the other show that we're doing currently right now, Wednesdays at 8 p.m., it's a politics show called Bia. It's really dope. It's just as irreverent as this conversation that we've been having this whole time, but it's about politics. We're working on a new show. It's in beta. You guys stay tuned and check it out. It's a role-playing game, so we're doing like a D&D thing, but it's a new system that I think is going to be a little bit better for Twitch. So yeah, I don't know if you like anything that I said, you can definitely reach out to me at PBPunk, wherever, and subscribe to the podcast if you like it, or follow us on Twitch and give us a try.
He's an asshole. Good. Don't follow him. No, honestly, they do. They do. You all come to me for my fucking podcast knowledge. They do great shit. They have a variety of shows. Even some that are like about rap, and I'm the white guy. Like, no, motherfucker, you can't talk. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck that shit? You can't just. Chris Brown can't act no goddamn kind of way. Look, they have array of topics of shows that they do. Go check them out. Definitely follow them on Twitter.
And we're looking to do a lot more too. I'm excited about being able to do more. So the more people that can help support us with stuff, the more it frees us up to do, and the more personalities we can bring in. And I think we have a lot of good people. So
yeah, you do. Look, and just so everybody understands, Chance. This motherfucker here. I was at my very first Dragon Con. A little fangirl just walking around one day, and Alex grabbed me and was like, "Cool, you got a cigarette?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Let me get a cigarette. Let's go smoke a cigarette." and then I
love how he just picked you out as the cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
That guy.
And then we all went and smoked a cigarette, bullshit, and talked, and fucking ended up sitting next to each other during the Night Attack show. And his fucking their Don't Get Brodied was fucking goddamn.
I set a record.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing. It was amazing. And here we are. It's little connections like this that like prepare you through 3
keeping
years.
Up with people.
Like we don't talk all the time, but fucking we reach out and see how one another's doing.
Yeah, every month or two.
Yeah, it's hard to make the connections, especially when you reach a certain level, but just stay active with the people, show them that you care. Because that happens, like, with big creators, they fucking can't always reach out to you, and I see it gets hard. But I love you fuckos, as always. Go raid fucking goddamn Hack Attack. That's the only person I really see. She's pretty cool. Just throw in Fitz needs you to have a nice day.
These fucking flies, dude. They're everywhere. We need to put up more fly paper. We got fly paper right by the door, but we had to open the garage door the other day and it let all these flies in.
Man,
the worst.
I feel you, man. Just because the fucking... Well, I'm so stupid. I put in Rack Attack.
You also put raid slash.
Yeah, I know. It's slash raid. Man, I'm so fucking stupid. It's hot. That's the one thing they don't tell you about fucking, like, podcasting. It's just fucking hot. Like, because you can't have a fucking fan blowing on you.
Yeah. It's pretty terrible. Especially in this garage, especially this time of year. Oh, man.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, in the
And you can't pee.
in the garage, I imagine it is terrible. Well,
Dude, it's awful.
she apparently isn't streaming anymore. So go raid Isabel Page. I think it's /raid.
My phone died. Yeah, I just realized, I don't know if anybody was in the chat. Hey, chat people, I would have talked to you, but I just realized I was on the video of you, of me hosting you, and I never actually joined.
Bruh, let's not talk about, because I've fallen asleep during.
Yeah, you did. Yo, I tell everybody that. I'm so sorry. I tell the fuck out of that. It's so good. I just fucking watched my tweet pop up on your stream. My DM. How did that? I feel like because your notifications bar came down, I feel like your nose had to like, you had to do one of these.
Man, I don't even know how I felt. I don't remember falling asleep, man. Like, I was just asleep. Alright, look, just go to Isabel Page. I'm a fucking hoster. And then we'll say fuck the raid. But just throw in Fitz needs you to have a nice day. I'm a hoster. It's ISBELLPAGE. Because for some reason raid won't work.
I need to do the thing. Head out.
Alright, bro.
So, I appreciate you having me on. I had a good time talking to you.
Alright, man. I appreciate you being here, bro. Like, I appreciate you taking the time, man.